Coming up, answers to some of your questions about summer vacation and baseball. Plus, these pups didn't let the virus get in the way of their job.
2 fingers.
Bye-bye.
We'll explain. Also, Dude Perfect joins us and a new twist on a classic game.
This is NBC Nightly News, Kids Edition.
Welcome to another installment of Nightly News Kids Edition. I hope you and your families are safe and doing well. As usual, I'm doing my news gig here in my New York City apartment, but staying safe. We've got lots of great stuff coming up for you today, including some dogs who are hard at work, helping some kids feel better. But first, we know you're all at home right now, and while many states are working on reopening, it's important to remember the virus is still around us. So a lot of those precautions we've been taking are still very important, like washing your hands and trying hard not to touch your face, because that's how germs can get into our bodies. But I know it's not easy, right? In fact, did you know one study found that on average, people touch their faces 23 times per hour? Wow, that's a lot. We're not even thinking about it most of the time. All right, now let's get to your questions. Joining us now is Dr. John Torres. Dr. John, our first question comes from Georgia.
Hi, Mr. Holt. My name is Gavin Ford, and I live in Fayetteville, Georgia. My baseball team's starting up again. Do you think all kids should start sports again?
Well, Gavin's looking forward to get back on the field, John. What about it?
And that's fantastic. And Gavin, definitely all kids should be exercising, even throughout the coronavirus. And that means going in your backyard and playing, going on hikes, going to parks with your family. But at the same time, you need to make sure you do that social distancing and wearing a mask if you're going to be around people that might actually have coronavirus. But as far as sports, you have to listen to the authorities, because some people are going to start sports up soon and they're doing all the right things. They're wearing masks, they're staying away from people. And some other people in places, they're not going to start them quite yet. But if sports have not started in your area, try and get some kind of exercise. It's important for your overall health.
All right, Dr. John, thanks for that answer. And our next question comes from New York City. I know a lot of kids and adults are wondering about this one. It's the biggie.
Hi, my name is Owen Williams, and I'm from PS 368 Hamilton Heights in Harlem. And my question is, when are we going to be able to go on vacations, and when are things going to get back to normal?
Yeah, we all want to know when this thing's going to end, Dr. John.
And I think that's the question all of us have. And what's going to happen is you're going to see a new normal starting up really soon. And that means going out and doing things you haven't been able to do for the past few weeks or months. But it's not necessarily the same things you used to do before. And then as the weeks and months go by, we're going to be able to do more and more things. And then once we start getting the medicines and the vaccine that can help us, probably a year from now, I think you'll see things a lot like they are right now. And it'll be a different kind of normal, but it'll be a normal you're used to at that time.
All right, Dr. John Torres, I know that's always a tough question, but thanks for the great information. We turned out to a remarkable program in Los Angeles that for some 19 years has been helping kids who were sick feel better through the comfort of dogs. But since the virus hit, these four-legged therapists started virtual visits, and kids are loving it. Here's Natalie Morales.
See the tablecloth?
It's hard to contain your smile when you see these furry friends. These dogs, though, are on the job. They are part of the volunteer therapy dog program at the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, nowadays paying virtual visits to these young patients.
Go yell, yes!
Yes.
Cooper may not be there in person for a cuddle, but he earns a good giggle from
2
Rhett,
fingers.
who is only 4 and fighting cancer.
The dog therapy program is invaluable as far as I'm concerned. It just lightens up his day.
Yeah, I really like dogs.
11-year-old Kira is getting a visit from Bruno.
I like having the dogs on the iPad, because even though they're not here, I can still see them and do everything I was able to do when they're here except for petting them.
It's just so amazing that you're continuing to do this. It's one of the highlights of her stay here.
Before the virus hit, the volunteer dogs would go room to room, serving up smiles, joy, and comfort. Wrigley is one of the 127 volunteer dogs. The affectionate 8-year-old Bernese Mountain Dog takes his job very seriously, says his owner Kate Burmaster, who runs the dog therapy program.
He got very excited today when I pulled out his hospital uniform, his little scarf, and his ID badge. He was so sure we were going to get to meet some kids in real life. And so instead, we're going to meet them virtually. It's not quite the same, but we decided that if we put the dogs and the kids together via a video call, the one thing you're missing is petting, but all the other benefits, the companionship, the support, the just relaxation that comes from seeing a happy, adorable face on the other side of the call, that was all still possible.
The program is so popular at CHLA, the dogs all have their own trading cards, which the kids collect.
The dogs have to do quite a bit of training before they can even kind of try out for the program. This guy was sort of a C student. We had to kind of take our time doing those basic obedience skills for a while and really getting a handle on things. They have to do a little training on their own, and then they have to come into the hospital and do a tryout test.
Do you think dogs understand when a child is not feeling well or is sick?
I think a lot of dogs do understand. I think there is an intuition there that tells them, I need to be gentle in this situation, and I need to really make sure that I give this kid anything they need.
On this day, 11-year-old Giselle is getting a really special visit from Wrigley.
So now they get a doggy high five.
They get a doggy high five. We still do a lot of virtual belly rubs because the kids love seeing the dogs looking silly, splayed over.
And this is as good as it gets for now for both Wrigley and Giselle, who can't wait to meet him someday for a real belly rub and to get her own Wrigley trading card.
All right, Natalie, thanks so much. And what a wonderful program. I love those trading cards, by the way. Well, there is a group of buddies in Texas who are real dudes. You may have seen their trick shots on YouTube. They are dude perfect, of course. And joining us now with more on what they've been up to lately is Jackson Daly. Jackson, my grandson calls me grand dude, but a dude perfect I am not. Tell me more about these guys.
Thank you, Mr. Holt. Dude Perfect are these 5 guys who met at Texas A&M 11 years ago, and they started out with just doing one video, and they thought it'd be silly just for fun, and they went viral. Now they do trick shots, stunts, and almost anything else you can imagine. They have 50 million subscribers on YouTube, and I personally, they're one of my favorite channels, and I got a chance to talk to Coby. Check it out. What is your hardest trick shot?
Dude, first of all, big honor, man. Thank you for having us on the show. Appreciate it a lot. Man, I think my favorite trick shot video we've done was the real life trick shots, where we do, all the crazy stuff in the houses.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the recent real life trick shot videos where I had to do the paper and push it off my desk, which is where I'm sitting right now, and push it off the desk into the paper shredder. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Dude, that took me so long. My wife called in the middle of the day to ask how things were going, and I was like, babe, I'm struggling over here.
So got really bored at home today, so I tried making my own little Dude Perfect trick shot where I just took a tennis ball and bounced it off a bunch of tables, and it took me a bunch of tries, but the more the tries it feels like, the better the ending feels.
Let's go! Let's go! Yes!
People ask us sometimes, do we have to fake like we're excited? And dude, just like you, if you tried it for a long time and then all of a sudden you make it, you're naturally pumped. So that part comes with it.
Are there any trick shots that are easy for kids to do at home when they're bored or have nothing to do?
I think the bottle flipping, I know people have done it, but that's still one of our favorites. You can try that so many different ways. People send in just unbelievable bottle flips, where they land it on the cap and then they'll flip it and then land a cap on a cap, and it's crazy. So I think that's one of the best ones to do at home, even though parents get mad at us for suggesting that because they hear it over and over and over. But I think that and ping pong. I mean, you can do ping pong stuff anywhere. It's unlikely to break something. So those are probably my 2 favorite at-home recommendations.
I showed my whole family your quarantine stereotypes. I thought those were hilarious. How are you guys doing it with shooting videos during quarantine? Is it different?
Yeah, dude, it's another great question. It is different. This is the first time. I mean, we've been doing this whole Dude Perfect thing for almost 11 years now. And this is the first time that we haven't all been able to be together. And we had a lot of requests for quarantine stereotypes. It just felt like we had to find a way to make it happen. And so we kept everybody at their houses and just brought one, video camera and an editor over to the house. And, we just kept it as lean as possible. And made sure that everybody was staying safe. But we knew it was something that the world needed because everybody's experiencing it together.
And you guys have a live tour, and I know that it's like postponed now, but like, what do you do in the tour?
So part of that is in the documentary, which we take people on a journey, and we filmed the entire process of making the tour because we'd never done anything like that before. And so that was a new process and experience for us. So people will really get a chance to see what the tour was like in the documentary, which we're excited for people to see.
Can we do your signature sign off?
Oh, bro, you have to. You have to. All right, which part are you going to do? You going to do the pound it or the noggin?
I'll do the pound it.
All right, hit me.
All right, ready? Pound it.
Noggin. See ya.
See ya.
Great interview, Jackson. I find myself when I watch these guys slowing it down, trying to figure out exactly how they do what they do. Hey, I know that Dude Perfect, they're out with a new documentary. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I really like it. I've watched it like a million times already. It just shows you the process of them putting together their live tour, which is something that they've never done. If you think about it, like if you do a trick shot, you could do as many takes as you need. So they had to figure out a good way to do it live. And yeah, you could just go to YouTube, go to Dude Perfect, watch it on their channel. It's just something to do while you're bored.
Awesome. Jackson Daly, always fun to have you on. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Finally, we want to introduce you to an 11-year-old who has turned a classic game into a way to have some fun with others while at home. It's a game all about strategy, and Julia Hughes knows just how to play. The 11-year-old has turned Tic Tac Toe into the ultimate contest in Hilliard, Ohio. She's challenged her mail carriers to make a move every time they stop by. Game on.
I think they're really getting to know me because I love board games and any type of game I'm in. It gives me something to look forward to see where they go.
Daily anticipation that's turned into a friendly competition.
It's like I'm making an unexpected friend. Like I wasn't like planning on making any friends because we're stuck at home, but I did.
Even if Julia loses a game, she's already won. Well, it's always better to have an opponent when you're playing tic-tac-toe, because every time I try to play by myself, I end up with a scratch game. Anyway, that's going to do it for us. But before we go, parents, just a reminder, if your son or daughter has a question, please email us a video at nightlynewskids@nbcuni.com. And also send us a photo of your son or daughter doing something fun at home, and we'll try to showcase them in one of our future shows. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please take care of yourself and each other.